let's start off with just introducing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Start off introducing ourselves.
Yeah, let's do that because nobody knows who we are.
Nobody.
People might know you, they don't know me.
Maybe we don't even know who we are. That's a deeper question.
Yeah, let's not even get there first. You go first, man.
All right, well, going out to the audience viewing this, I'm a former stand-up comic, kind of still a stand-up comic, really. I mean, whenever the COVID allows me to be.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll be a stand-up comic.
Yep.
I did the professional wrestling thing, went through some tables, got some chair shots, did that thing for a while even. Did the MMA thing for a while even. But now I'm in film school now. And
that's a circle. That's a circle.
Yeah, it's a full circle. That's what I learned through all those things.
Yeah.
I just like to entertain.
Yeah.
I wish somebody would have told me that before.
The tables?
Yeah, for the tables. That'd have been great if somebody, hey, you just like to entertain. You don't go through the tables. But that now ended up landing me here in film school and now trying to do the independent production type we're doing.
Yeah.
So full circle type thing.
Right on. Yeah, well, I'm, let's see, I don't even know how to introduce myself. I'm an old man named Anton Payne, and I'm a pastor, and I guess lifelong, as you said, I love entertainment,
Absolutely.
So, even within ministry, I feel like there is, you don't want to say entertainment, but there is a value that comes along with that of being able to present information and in a palatable way, and so that's my gig on Sundays, and then on the normal, I own a few small business, so I just do like little entrepreneurship in our local community, and but also have a passion for film and all things that you're involved in, including the stand-up comedy. However, I've never had the stones to get up and do it. Yeah. So very similar. And our paths crossed due to living in a small community, but also in a church and things of that nature. And
absolutely.
So we thought this would be a good idea.
Yeah, between heaven and hell. I didn't even give him my name, I don't think. Nathan Barnes, a.k.a. Skeeter, a.k.a.
Like I said, they
fill
know
in
you.
some four-letter words in there. Like, yeah, they kind of know me. Some people know me in a good way or a bad. But
Right.
Yeah, definitely. That's how we cross paths. Small town here, and you being my pastor, and then everybody's like kind of nervous. Like, you're really going to do a podcast with your pastor? And does he know how you speak? I'm like, yeah. He's privy to it. I'll get holy water thrown in my face later.
Yeah, there could be surprise baptisms or anything like that.
Just pop up quiz.
Never know. And so you came up actually with this idea of the podcast, the Between Heaven and Hell.
Oh yeah, because I think it's a cool dynamic you don't see. You don't see enough pastors willing to reach out with their biblical knowledge to touch certain subjects like these conspiracy theories and different things. And my idea was maybe we find a link that disproves or proves, or with your biblical knowledge and my crazy conspiracy brain that, like maybe there is some sort of thing, some sort of intertwining of biblical knowledge and this conspiracy. What some of these conspiracy theories, I think, have enough backing to where it should just kind of be a theory right now. But I thought it would just be great to kind of get you and I together and just start chatting and maybe see. I mean, I don't know if we're going to have a Mothman land in the middle of the podcast or not. But
You never know, man.
You never know.
And the thing about it is, I mean, it seems like a stretch when you say faith and conspiracy theories, but at the end of the day, I would think there'd be a group of people out there that would probably throw religion into conspiracy theories almost in a way, in a mythical type way, where I have found truth and a very open connection to spirituality that has it's so real to me that it doesn't seem conspiracy theory like. It doesn't seem mythical. It's so real. So that it goes along with these conspiracy theories. There's people that live that the same way I live my faith.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like completely in a bunker.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. and so I think I understand that wavelength of thinking, because there is those that, even some of my friends, like, how can you believe the way you believe? So I'm able to kind of understand and sympathize to a certain degree of the.
Oh yeah,
crew.
I could definitely.
You know?
I mean, the number one thing people throw up in a Christian's face is the burning bush, and
Yeah.
all these. How you can believe in a talking
Right.
snake and a burning bush, but you can't believe in a new world order or something.
Right. Yeah.
So I definitely can see how that would
Yeah.
cross in, definitely, for sure.
And there's a lot of actually, even with inside, like you said, like the burning bush, the Noah's Ark, all these things that, still people are asking where the Ark of the Covenant is. If there's this boat this big, where is it at? Why have archaeological digs not found it? These types of things. So there's those types of elements in there, even down to the well. Did it actually swallow a man, or was this a story about something else?
Yeah.
There's all that in there. And so I think you unearth it the same way as you do these conspiracy theories. You go with what we know to be true, what we believe to be true, and what is just, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I like the ones where pastors in the past have hit me with, it wasn't a well, it was a large fish.
Oh yeah, okay, that changes everything.
Yeah,
you blew my mind, man.
Like, whoa,
you mean it wasn't a well? There's a large fish.
whoa, man! Like
Yeah.
we went from a well to a catfish.
I'm-
Totally makes sense now.
I'm a believer. That's what did it. Yeah, it's interesting, man. And I really believe that we can dig up some stuff here. And honestly, I'm open to figuring some of this stuff out, and also just bringing my knowledge up to speed, because I'll be the first to admit, I know conspiracy theories to a certain degree because it's become secular.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
in the recent history, it's become very secular. Before, you had to be the guy in
you got to be in the know.
yeah, you'd be in a basement.
Yeah,
Is where you had to be.
Alex Jones.
Yeah.
The frogs are turning gay.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Be in a basement smoking cigarettes and not go outside ever, and you're
Yeah.
that guy. Now it's kind of like, oh yeah, did you hear about such and such? Oh yeah, everybody.
It's so commonplace
It is.
now. It's like these conspiracies to me, they're so diluted. There's so many of them out there. Like they could be real, but since there's so many of them, they're dismissals.
Yeah.
You just dismiss them. They're like,
Yep.
that can't be true. So my brain works sometimes thinking like, okay, like
Yes.
maybe this one is real.
Yes.
And since we're so used to seeing conspiracy theories now, we're so quick to write this
Yep.
off. But is there truth to it?
That's exactly
Yeah.
kind of how my brain goes. Is like the more people kind of debunk it and write it off, the more I'm like, hey, I want to look at that one.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Me
know?
too. Yeah. Absolutely.
If it's
Yeah.
if it's something that there's a lot of noise around or whatever, and even media inflated, I'm kind of like, that's probably fake.
Yes. Yes, yeah.
But if they're trying to push it away, I'm kind of like, okay, I want to hear
the
this. one.
more the media ignores,
Exactly.
the more you want to pay attention. Because to me, if they don't give it attention,
Yeah, something's there.
come on, there is a moth.
For sure.
He's standing behind you. And
Yeah,
that's kind of like the first one, but we're on New World Order. But the
That's
Mothman,
That would be a good
my
one.
family is from Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Like,
really.
And my grandfather worked at the TNT factory where this creature supposedly made its first
Whoa.
appearance.
So you have like firsthand experience.
Oh, I've been hunting in the woods out there where Edred Black, the original guy that said he communicated, like my grandfather's land was a few miles away from that. So, I mean,
Yeah, that's
it's
cool.
in the hub. And my grandfather always said, well, I don't know what those guys were smoking or drinking on, but I ain't never seen nothing out there like that.
See, I like it though, because Granddad was there.
Yeah.
So he's like, I didn't see nothing.
Yeah, he was there for the Silver Bridge crashing and the whole nine, and he never seen no flying man. But is that dismissing? Like, just because my grandfather didn't see
Right,
it, there
true.
was so many people that did, like this Edrin Black guy that now we're just
Yeah, we're
getting
going
away
through
from
it.
the New World Order. But that's a whole
Yeah.
new podcast we could definitely,
definitely
run
get
on
into it.
because there's so much with that. It's
Well, yeah,
it's insane. The lore behind it, where
Exactly.
these beasts have been seen before
yeah.
tragedies. It's like, okay, at first you look at it like a Mothman. Come on, like in this
Right.
Greek mythology, like we got mentors and things. But then you look at the lore, it's like
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And honestly, the Bible is full of creatures, dude.
See,
Like,
I don't.
full.
Really?
There's, oh man, like even when you start describing different, demonic influences or angelic influences,
Okay, yeah.
these, they're just, and even just things that roam the earth prior, way back in history. Like there's some descriptive terms in there that people kind of overlook, and we can get into that. But like when you hear something about Mothman, like my mind goes to, well, of course that could be real, because I mean, angels demons. I just,
Sure,
you
yeah.
see
I mean,
that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
That's the same. I never thought about it in that sense of that is the same
Yeah.
brain wavelength. I mean,
Yeah.
if you can believe in angels and demons, a Mothman really isn't too far off
No.
of that.
No, because who knows what that thing was? Was it evil? Was it good? Was it,
Yeah,
it-
well, it's supposed to. The Native Americans believed it to be like an omen. Like
Right.
if you've seen the Mothman, there was something bad coming.
Yeah.
Prepare yourself because it's about to hit the fan. And I stopped myself from cussing right there.
see, point.
See, people
That's a
out there
point.
in the YouTube world, Skeeter can do it. I can hold back the cursing.
Yeah.
You know?
See, it's working. What do we got going on here? This is my proof in the ministry.
Yeah,
so.
right there. I stopped myself because
did
I
good.
about said when it hits the fan, and I
Yeah.
backed off.
You did. I
didn't deliver.
I saw you pump the brakes.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, come on, dial it down,
Yeah.
Nathan. You got to be in Nathan mode, not Skeeter.
That's all right. That's all right. I get it. So the first one that you wanted to come up with and talk about was the New World
New
Order.
World Order.
I mean, it's everywhere, right?
It stems from since really the dawn of this country. This hierarchy, the Illuminati, all these different pathways, the reptilians, and all these crazy theories that kind of tunnel into one theory that these guys, whoever they are or whatever they are
pulling the strings.
pulling the strings.
Yeah. So if I may, you start us. What's your thoughts? What do you buy in? Give me some information because I'm the novice here.
Okay, with the New World Order, I can debunk one theory, I believe, because I am a Mason. So the Freemason.
See, he's on both sides,
See, I'm
guys.
there. I'm there. I'm pretty soon I'll have the string to pull.
Yeah, he's part of it. He's trying to push me away from it.
Yeah.
I'm starting to believe it now.
I'm trying to back you off.
Yeah.
Get off of it.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
wrong. But I don't know. I mean, there's so many things with this where I want to say it's BS. I just want to write it off. But once you look at like the Denver airport, which is nobody can really explain what the world and why the world, they spent, what was like $62 billion for an airport. Which the runways look like swastikas, which is really odd as well.
And the fact that it was like, in comparison to some of the large areas, that the traffic is extremely small.
Yes. And so why, like, was it 5 stories? 5 stories
5 or
below
7 stories below, yeah.
Why? Like, what do you, so then you see things like that, and then you hear, like, President Bush, the senior, not the one that I served under. And that didn't necessarily like, but his daddy came out and just flat. I mean, there's been presidents who have used the term ushering in a new world order.
Yeah, I've heard it, yeah.
And so my brain goes with this. I do think there is a hierarchy that is kind of pulling the strings, and we're kind of running their dance. And they're, I think it kind of stems maybe from the UN, maybe a little bit, and the power they're getting, the battle they got.
Yeah.
The private bankings that publish and kick out our money. I think there's a lot of things, bankers and these guys that would like to see a one world currency and a new world order be ushered in to where it's like a universal law.
Yeah.
Now, proving that theory.
What's the point? Why?
I think just control, really. I think human instincts since the dawn of man, we want to take control.
Sure.
And we want more.
Yeah.
And we want more. And we want to control as much as possible.
Okay.
So you put yourself in their shoes, and their mind frame is we can make them more submissive and stop some of these things, and the currency thing, and kind of get them to fall in line. That's more control.
Sure.
And they can kind of dominate over not just the United States, but the world itself.
Yeah.
And to me, I think that's the motivating factor is just greed. It's just the human, the falling right in line with the 7 deadly sins, greed. They just want it. And it's there. I mean, look what we did with the United States with the Native Americans. We took it. We just didn't ask for it. We just kind of took it for that power and that greed. So I think that's kind of the driving factor in my head and why they would do that.
That makes sense. I mean, I guess that kind of, when I start trying to debunk something in my head, that's one of the first questions I ask myself is why? Because if I can't come up with a real good reason for why they're doing it, I'm probably like, I don't know. But that, obviously greed's kind of at the root of all evil.
Oh, yeah.
And the other thing that I guess probably makes me lean towards maybe this not being real, and again, I'm a novice to most of this stuff, but would be that if there's a group of people that have this knowledge, it's kind of like, and I'm sure we'll get into UFOs and aliens and things like that later on. I mean, I have my own theories on those, but one of the things about like some of that is that if someone knows, that's too many people that know, because they're going to talk.
Yes.
People talk, like they just get around and like, look around like,
don't tell nobody, man.
I gotta tell you something, man.
Just between you and me.
There was a lizard man. Like you
literally, dude.
Yeah. Like if it is humans that we're dealing with, and they have the same capacity as you and I, secrets come out, man.
Yes.
And that's probably the problem I have with most conspiracy theories. Is like it's always this small group of people that have information withholding from the masses. And my problem is I don't think that works.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my test to these things. Is like, okay, who knows? Okay, how big is that group, and how has it stayed in a bubble?
Yeah.
Been
cloaked for so long.
Right.
So many people knows. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's my first red flag. But now that you're saying, and it's very true, there has been more talk of a new world order. Like has started to become more out in the open. Now, I will say this from my understanding is that I believe that there is a group of people that are pulling strings. We know that to be true because just look how you're controlled on the micro level for social media to.
Oh yeah.
Just your phone. You get an alert and you automatically you're robotic towards it now. So
yes,
we are being controlled, and there is a purpose for that, and we are always being pushed into a new world order.
Yes,
if you go back and, even 50 years, 30 years, 20 years, we're in a completely different era now than we were 10 years. I mean, I think about when I remember the first iPhone coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And Facebook starting, stuff like that. We are in a different world order now than we were just then.
Yes.
So do I believe in new world order? Yes. Is it ran by lizard people? I don't know.
That's the thing.
That's the jump.
You can get on with the list. I mean, the Illuminati seems to be what they want to. All these little tunnels and funnels kind of lead to the Illuminati. Which the guy that started Illuminati, I'll probably butcher his name, is like Adam Weishaupt or something.
Better than I am. I don't even know it.
It's 18th century type cat.
Okay.
But he supposedly is the one that kind of got this Illuminati ball going.
Yeah.
Now, how it links to the Freemasonry, I think, is just because as a Mason, it's just a fraternity. It's not they like to say it's not a secret society. It's a society of secrets, right? Mm-hmm. Which is a little play on word. And I think the biggest secret, I'm going to go ahead and let it loose right here on the first ever Between Heaven and Hell.
Yeah.
The biggest secret of Freemasonry is all the secrets are right in front of you.
Gotcha. Yeah.
There is no secrets.
Right.
It's just because you don't see them.
Right.
And I'm at my infancy,
Sure.
I'm finally get raised as my master mason later on this month, but I just don't see the connection.
Yeah.
The brotherhood, the love, the fraternity, the way it is all about you, God, yourself, be better to help people and make everything better. Now the Illuminati theory, where you get like your skull and bones and all these crazy you want to believe it as a human, right? It's a great somatic scene in your head.
It's a story.
That there's this underground place where these guys do these weird laying of coffins.
And crazy stuff, dude.
Nuts. And there is a lot of people, a lot of like presidents that's been involved in.
That's what I'm saying.
These freaky things.
There is actually like footage of that.
Yes.
So that's the part that messes with me though, because there is something.
Yeah, that's something there. What is the... Probably should have been better prepared, but what the place where maybe the viewing audience can help us out, but the place where like they go for these crazy
retreats up in like Washington or in the there's a whole camp for it,
like this big old camp and like these big like weird like
I can't remember
fires.
The name,
I can't either.
But they'll do straw men. They'll straw
they set them on fire and they got the lake there
and they're doing chants.
Yes, and all cloaked and robed.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't
okay, so what's that speed past that? What?
Like hold on.
Like that's happening.
That's happening.
That's like legit. There's been film. It's been out there, and not just like the guy that you already know's lost it's going there. These are high rolling political business, very influential people that are doing this.
Absolutely, and I think I think in my brain, it even has ties into what we are now seeing come to the surface with all these crazy pedophilias, pedophilia acts, whatever you want to call them, these pedos that are finally getting exposed. Thank God, like rightfully so. But
they've been protected.
Yes.
It seems like, and I can go on that. That's another thing about this New World Order. It's the idea that they all partake in certain things so that they all, I'm going to do something, so you have dirt on me. You're going to do something, the same thing, and you have dirt on me. So if you ever try to tell, and I try to tell, we're all in this.
Yeah, we're going to sink it.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll sink this whole ship if one shipmate jumps out of line.
But in all honesty, that's probably the only way to keep, like going back to my original thought, how do you keep something secret? That's the only way.
Yeah, the only way is being a part.
Being a part.
Being a part of
like
the secret.
You're in it too. So
yeah, like I mean, I think that retreat in Washington or wherever it might be, and that's weird island everybody was going to.
Yes.
These are real things.
Yeah.
And this is the higher anarchy of, this is the past presidents, the people we see on TV every day, which has been proven that, the TV is subliminally programming us. I mean, that's
along with education and media and everything else.
Yes. So who's pulling those strings to make sure you learn the history this way?
Yeah, dude, that's a quick inventory in your own brain. You talked about the Indians early on. Dude, I grew up having, Indians and Pilgrims Day for Thanksgiving in school, and it was this peaceful, out of the book. It was, hey, this is how it happened. They offered each other these things, and it was, no, there was a slaughter.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that.
No,
you wasn't in the book.
No, you don't know. It's doing a huge disservice, I think, to our children and our educational system in America by not, the victor goes to spoils.
Yeah.
I mean, we can write it any way we want to, but the facts are it wasn't just tell, here's a pumpkin pie. Oh, you want a turkey? No, I'll take some of those smallpox covered blankets. It's very wrong.
It's so wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I think that's kind of a little inside look at how we kind of treat. Again, I think there's a quote that says, "History's written by winners."
Yes, absolutely.
That's kind of the truth. It's like
the victor goes to spoils.
100%. And so, if we go to that elitist group, they're writing the culture.
Yes,
they're writing
absolutely.
they're writing the media. They're writing what we know, the narrative that we're living by, which is extremely scary. So therefore, again, on that note, I do believe in New World Order in that because I know it's true.
Yeah,
I know that's true.
Yes, absolutely.
And so, getting around to my side and maybe the biblical side of things. This is also a biblical thing. It's always been a biblical thing where you have these orders that come out, right? Even from the beginning of time with, you got Moses and he's coming up with this new world order, saying, hey, we're not living this way no more. This was acceptable, but it's not anymore. This is how we're going to live. And there's this hierarchy and it's coming from the top down, right? And so that is exactly kind of this whole idea of somebody pulling the strings. It's always been that way biblically, okay? But the one that has the power to pull the strings is supposed to be doing it for the good of humanity.
Yeah, the gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper in connection with God, right? Okay, that I have this direct connection to what is better for all of us because I'm connected to, not me, but as Moses would be, connected to God and getting the information directly and being able to give it to people to help them. Right? Now, it may not always, because again, you look at that story and they're complaining. They're like, we're in slavery. We got good food. You're out here feeding us stinking bread rock. Like it's terrible. And they were complaining and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, there was an order that had to take place.
Yes.
Right? There has to be order.
Controlled chaos.
Right. Yeah. So there has to be some sense of order. And in the Bible, it's all about order. Right? Sometimes we speed past that Christianity and it's freedom, 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 but freedom without order is chaos.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I have, Apostle Paul said, I'm free to do anything I want, but not all things are permissible, or all things are permissible, not all things are probable, right? Meaning I can do everything, but it's not all good for me, right? Okay, so that's what true freedom is about. It's having the ability to do these things, but having the strength, the restraint, and the knowledge to not act on those.
Okay,
right?
Absolutely.
But whenever we start talking conspiracy theories in the Bible and we start talking what this new world order looks like, people want to make a jump from that to the end of times.
Absolutely, every time.
So that's where Christian minds go.
Yeah.
Now, And a lot of times they get that out of Revelations 13, and that's when they start talking about, the beast and open the seals and all these things. Now,
See, the seals is them thing like them are creepy things. They're these seals, the breaking down the seals, because I went through that spot, and the New World Order kind of plugs in that where I don't know, man. Like these seals, are they really popping in front of our face as fast as they appear to be popping?
you see, it seems. People ask me all the time, are we in the end times? Like, and here's the thing. I always tell them this. You're in the end time of your life. I can promise you. You've only got, at best, if you're a baby, at best 100 and 120 years in you. Even if today's like medicine and advancements. Maybe 120. Maybe there's somebody on this planet right now that would be 150. Maybe. But even at that, that's a blink.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
So for me, it's not. It's like, well, yeah, but is Jesus coming back? I'm like, I'm supposed to live as if he is now, anyways.
Already back.
Already
right?
back. Yeah. And I'm prepared for that, right? But the problem I have with this whole idea of this is the end time, right? And these seals and this, that, and the other. There is an order in Revelations that it talks about, and there's certain things that's supposed to take place, right? We go out on a limb and try to say, look, the church is being persecuted. They're saying that strip clubs are essential and casinos are essential, but the church isn't. Listen, that's not persecution.
No.
That's not persecution. That is laughable. Even in the eye of what the history of persecution in the church was, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking drag you out,
beat to death,
murder you,
stoned,
kill all your family. Now that's persecution, and then the Revelation talks about it even being greater.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
And a lot of Christians want to look past that part and they want to go, well, I won't be here for that part anyway. Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Because
will.
they want to hide behind the rapture.
Right, but you're going. It says that talks about the and I'm not going to go straight into the scripture and give you all the words, but it talks about the massacre that's going to happen in the saints.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so
holiest of the holy down here is going to have a massacre. Okay.
And here's the cool part of it. You can say cool, but here's the part about that is Christians want to live as if we get to float up in the sky and leave our clothes here, like Left Behind movies.
Yeah.
And everybody else has to deal with the craziness. That's not how the Word sets it up. The Word sets it up that this is going to happen, in that we're going to be a part of around it, but the division's going to happen because let me go a little bit further into this New World Order. They're talking about the vaccine and the microchipping.
Yes,
okay?
absolutely, yeah.
Everybody thinks that's the mark of the beast.
Yeah, I've heard that. Don't get the vaccine.
Don't get the vaccine. Man. You're going to be swearing your allegiance to the devil.
Yeah.
No, that's not the way it works. Right? That's not you can't accidentally get the mark of the beast.
Yeah, you got to accept. That, correct?
You got to accept it, and it is not like, okay, well, I accepted the vaccine, so I guess I did accept it. Now, even if they put a microchip in my hand, and I can only go to the grocery store if I have that microchip because it says I have got the COVID shot and I got whatever shot, that's not the mark of the beast. Maybe people are like, well, yeah, but it says that you won't be able to trade, you won't be. No, that's not what it's talking about. Here's the thing. When you take the mark of the beast, what it's saying is that you are taking the mark of worshiping the Antichrist.
Okay.
It's an act of worship.
Now, here's another thing, bringing up the Antichrist.
Yes.
Here's my theory that I think I may be far off, I don't know, but we see the Antichrist as being this one guy that's performing miracles and pulling all that, was it James Cameron? Is that? That did the Left Behind things.
Or Kirk Cameron. James Cameron would have did it awesome.
Yeah,
though.
James Cameron would have killed it, right?
He was so good, dude. I wish he would have actually done it. That would have been so much better than the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, Kirk Cameron, James Cameron.
I think they're related somehow.
Now, what about this theory? What if the New World Order itself, as a group, as a whole, as multiple people, what if they are the Antichrist?
The whole crew?
The whole crew. And we're just waiting for one guy to kind of perform miracles and do all these. We're waiting for one. But in the vaccine, they can kind of hide that as a miracle. They can kind of do these things that we would think to be miracles, like middle and peace and with the things we're supposed to have. With the New World Order, wouldn't we have that peace in the Middle East and things like that? So what if this New World Order theory would bleed into Christianity in a way to where it wasn't just one Antichrist, this whole group, maybe. That's where my conspiracy goes.
I mean, honestly, it makes complete sense, but I will say that it actually is in the same vein of the people that think that the vaccine is part of the mark of the beast or the microchip is, because it's still masked and you're being deceived into
Sure.
the
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
You won't. You have it'll be a free will choice of going, I want to worship this person, this thing. I'm going to worship this before God.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
not a oops.
Oops.
Yeah, like you're not gonna you go, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, thought I was getting some bread.
Yeah.
You know, it's not gonna be like that.
Thought I was getting a gallon of milk.
Yeah.
And I got Satan.
Yeah, got the devil.
Got the devil.
Yeah, you know,
You gotta
like
wear your mask. Mask up. I
yeah,
got
exactly.
the devil over there.
And you honestly, that's the thing
Yeah.
is people are like people wearing a mask. You might as well take the mark of the beast. I'm like, that's a stretch.
Yeah, you're stretching way out.
That's a stretch, you know. But I think that's the thing is that we have to look at the Bible and see that there is a chronological order that's going to happen with this. You know, if you believe in the end time prophecy, and you believe that Revelations, because here's another thing too. Is that you? Is that Jesus?
Yeah, Jesus is,
Yeah.
he just friended me.
He's like, hey man, I like that guy.
Yeah,
he didn't cuss.
He
So,
did- yeah,
ding.
ding. I muted it on my phone, but I'm forgetting
It's on
I got
your
the
computer.
The Mac
Yeah, it's all
hooked
good.
up, so
No worries. But
so we got it ding there.
That's all good. That's we're doing real stuff here. But so what my point is that we have this chronological order here. We have the thing that's happening. We see people taking this big jump in the stretch, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand also that there is a lot of biblical scholars that believe that Revelations was actually the letters, right?
Okay.
So the history of this book is that he was exiled, right?
Right.
Paul Paul the Revelator, right? Was exiled to an island, and he was stuck there, and he was writing supposedly back to his home area, right? And
That's where we get Revelations. Is
yeah, I
those
don't know why
letters.
I said John. I said Paul, but I meant John. So John's writing John the Revelator, not John the Baptist. So John the Baptist, obviously, head gone, right?
Yeah.
John the Revelator, he was supposedly writing back to his people,
at home.
right?
Yeah.
But he could not do it in the way of, hey, this is what's happening.
Kind of had it
He
encoded
had
up
it
a little
coded,
bit. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So when you read John's letters, you get, and this is some scholars that say this, you're getting a coded version of how to live in that society as a Christian, and what he believes is happening with Rome and all the.
Okay, so that's
it's
for that time
it's
period.
an anti-political letter.
Okay.
To the people. Now that's one. That's not one, but that's a group of scholars. That's some scholars that believe that was what would happen. Not that it was a prophecy for the coming. It was a letter of the now.
For that time period. Yeah.
And again, I read it as a prophecy because that's how I was raised.
Absolutely.
And also my studies it shows me more of that. But I also see the point of how it could be used the other way.
Sure. See, that's what I love about being a part of your ministry is you let me be open-minded. You don't care. You know, believe what you want to believe. Just come here. We worship together and kind of do that thing. If you
We're gonna
wanna-
work it out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like my free brain, the way I try to break down different barriers in my brain and just kind of be open with this. But
Yeah.
I definitely can see how the New World Order, again, if it's so deep, could they even control our books of religion as well?
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, go back to like I think was it Saint Constantine theory who made
This one's done.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's all right. We're good.
We'll
just move this one over
right.
and catch this angle of us now.
Hey, there we go. We fixed it there.
If not, we're going to go off of that one.
Yeah,
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But the
Constantine.
Saint
Yeah.
Constantine, where
absolutely.
he had his country feuding between what was the two
Yeah. Now you got me on the spot here. So,
the two religions that was feuding
yeah,
there.
you're talking about like Catholicism.
Yeah, that's where everybody kind of sat down and created. So basically, people believe that Christ kind of went from being just a normal dude teaching us how to live to like performing these miracles and been doing the things,
And
making
he
him,
popularized the church.
Yeah.
He's the
So-
first one that made these churches and stuff, these beautiful, amazing.
So to me, like, was that a curve of the New World Order? Is that something that, they want a divisive unit and he put it together to bring his country together? Is that something that they try to kind of control in a sense and kind of separate at the same time,
Right.
segregation? And is that another divisive unit of this big New World Order that we're just
right.
ants of? Like,
Well, yeah, you bring up a
It's
great
freaky.
point to that, because Constantine actually popularized the church, right? So, and even church going. So,
oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's the one that the beautiful churches, that whole model kind of
I like the big cathedral
Yeah,
type.
it's all built from that idea.
okay.
Now, obviously, you have the temples and stuff of the old, but Constantine made it a more general practice to have churches, these beautiful things. So, I've kind of always thought that, even though Constantine thought he was doing a very good thing, I think that it actually watered down faith.
Oh, yeah.
Because now you get this mass worship idea versus an individual relationship idea.
Okay.
So,
yeah, definitely.
so that
kinda
plays in exactly what you're saying.
interfering with the one-on-one, like, because that's kind of what I do. Like we was talking before, as we was setting everything up about how I believe it to be, where I just go straight to God and have
Yeah.
that conversation with meditation and prayer.
Yeah.
Try just to improve who Nathan is, and kind of be a better me to everybody around me type
Right.
of deal. So that's where my brain goes with this New World Order thing. Like, if they had their roots dug down so deep, and this is all proven as well, the Constantine thing. I mean, it's real. They
It's
did that.
history.
And then you got like this big thing, the Vatican.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm about to waste my F-bomb right there on the Vatican, because it's one of those well, what the hell moments. So,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
they got their own laws, they got their own like everything in the Vatican. Why?
Yeah.
What are they hiding that's so
Yeah.
insane where you need your own, like, again, New World Order could buy into if you play with that conspiracy side of things, like the Vatican and how things are like divided, these divisive units. And,
Yeah.
and it's really odd, because if there was a group of people that powerful, right, like,
Mm-hmm.
you see how much a lot of these religions have in common.
Mm-hmm.
But they hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a lot in common.
Yeah.
Because we're all praying to the same God. We're just humans, and we're too stupid to realize it.
Yeah.
Like, so we want to fight over his name. We want to fight over his ethnicity. And we
Yeah.
want to fight over these things that really don't matter.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, is that in place because the New World Order keep them divided, keep these things
Of course,
structured,
yeah.
and keep things moving? We can mold this the way we want it, because now we control not only how they do and what they do, but what they believe and
Yeah.
what they don't believe. So,
Oh, yeah. It's.
that's-
I think that's a head-on collision to the truth. Is what they want is control, right?
Yes,
and so whatever that is, and again, religion can be used at that at its worst. Well, I shouldn't say at its worst, but in its dirty parts, that's exactly what religion is.
yeah.
Right? Religion. I'm anti-religion.
Absolutely, I am too. 100%.
I know people are like, oh, you're a pastor. No, but I'm anti-religion, because religion gets in the way of relationship.
Absolutely.
And religion is the dirty part that wants to control you, make you scared, right? Make
Yeah.
you like I grew up with an idea that I was scared of God. Now, there's a difference between fearing the Lord in reverence
And
and
literally-
being as scared.
Yeah.
Like I would go to the altar every Sunday when I was a kid, because all I heard about was the boogeyman God.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I was raised Pentecostal, so I'm
Yeah.
definitely right there with you on that one. Like,
that was it.
Yeah.
I saw God as this very scary, big white man with a white beard and white hair, and was just so mad at
Almost
me.
like a Zeus type
Yeah, for
character,
real.
right?
And he was so mad at me all the
Yeah.
time.
No
'cause
matter what you did.
Because I was always messing up.
Yep, your thoughts wasn't pure. These things wasn't pure.
Yep.
He's mad.
And all I wanted to do was not go to hell.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
So I was scared of God, but I was more scared of the devil.
Yeah.
Right. And anytime you give fear more control than freedom, you're in a bad place.
True. Yeah.
And that you can make that argument for anything in your life. Anytime you're living in fear over freedom and faith, like just faith, the biblical words for faith is it's what's hoped for yet not seen, right? So wherever you have hope but you've not seen that fruit yet, that's called faith. People are trying to make it this mystic thing.
Yeah.
No, it's hope.
Yeah.
You're hoping for this, right? So when somebody says have faith, but you might be healed, I have hope.
Yes.
Right?
That's so deep. Like this is straying a little bit, but we're about to get into the reptilians part of the New World Order. But you bring up hope, and that leads me to people projecting.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful. I mean, Jim Carrey writing a check for $1 million for himself and cashing it on that same day a year later. That's absolutely 100%. You're projecting that out.
And you can project faith or fear. You understand that?
Absolutely. Yeah, negative and positivity.
Yeah, when I project fear, that comes out in like you said, I'm attacking, I'm hurting, but that's coming from a fear place in me, right?
Yeah,
and it's trying to destroy, right? Faith and hope is always trying to build up, so I can project hope onto you. That's what when I pray over you, that's what I'm doing. People are trying to make it mystical.
Yeah.
I'm projecting hope. I'm tunneling hope.
Absolutely. You're projecting that out and putting that positive energy into the air.
Yes, and I'm connecting with you to it and saying, let's believe this together.
Yeah, because the more you believe,
two or three are gathered.
Yeah.
God is in the midst, right?
Absolutely.
He's in that hope, right? So I know we went to a little faith thing, but that again, the part that they want to do is to steal that from us. Yes. Control breaks hope. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So religion breaks hope.
Absolutely.
Right.
By the very definition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So again, to go back to the world order, the idea is to break your spirit, break your hope.
Make you so submissive.
If you're submissive and you're in fear, there's always this balance between fear and comfort.
Yeah. I mean, especially in this day and age.
That's exactly what they want, though. That's the most controlling way to control you is make you enough scared, but make you enough comfortable.
Absolutely.
And that you might lose that comfort. They'll get you to do anything in the world.
Yeah, if they can get you afraid, then I mean, and we even in America they pass that up all the time, like different things. You should be afraid of the Russians,
right?
All the Russians ain't working. Oh, it's okay. You should be afraid of the people in the Middle East. All that ain't working this year. Let's be afraid.
We've both been in the military.
Yeah,
we've both been all around the world and been to meet people from other. Dude, I have found great people everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere in every walks of life.
And most of them, like. I will talk to them about, I heard you, this isn't, it's not that way. But they'll be like, I heard America, that they treat, it's not like that. It's just both of them.
Yeah.
Both entities are doing the same thing.
New World Order to me, like who's pulling those strings and making this side believe this and this side to believe that. And that's nowhere near.
Neither one. None of that. Yeah.
It's none of that. So it's really strange, man, how that, and then you add in my favorite part of this New World Order. Yeah. And I really, because sometimes it gets me, man. Like if I'm up too late and I'm messing around, like I turn into my Twitch character.
Okay.
Like in the 70s, this cat, David Eichel, I might be butchering his name as well.
Still better than me, I don't know it.
He says aliens crashed, right?
Okay.
And that's where our reptilians,
only since the 70s.
I believe that's when the
reptilian people.
I believe that's when that kind of the theory of the reptilians turned into people's power.
Because I have heard
went down.
I had heard another side. Now again, this may be completely different than New World Order reptilian people, but I had heard that whole conspiracy theory that we were seed people, like the aliens planted us here. And that was even to the point where. That explains some of the Egyptians, the way they were able to build, and some of the other cultures that were maybe even more sophisticated than. There's some evidence out there, and we can probably that's probably another podcast, but evidence out there that says that there's been civilizations that have been greater advanced than we are.
Us. On
this planet.
Absolutely.
Now, again, we need to talk about that because I think there's biblical backing for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Like, because see, the way my brain works is we are learning so much about the universe itself. And I just really dig the name. It's called the universe. Mm-hmm. So that's universe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a straight connection there. But it's so vast and it's so long and it goes on forever. We used to think, there was only a few planets and it was just this little bitty thing. But that's crazy. I mean, because the alien theory, I'm not saying the reptilian thing, going in is a stretch, but to think that there is some sort of higher being that is smarter than us, by that very definition, would be almost be talking about like a godlike person.
Yeah.
And I think maybe if there was extraterrestrials coming down, a lot of ETs, is that where we got like a lot of the Greek mythology and some of these things? I mean, it's kind of what, and would they want to be a part of the New World Order? So, I mean,
Right.
that's where I stay up late and start reading some of these articles, and I'm like, oh, God, they want to snuggle with the wife. Everybody's reptilians.
Yeah.
You know, I'm supposed to
Well-
be the man of the house, and I'm snuggling with the wife because I'm afraid of the
Maybe
reptilian
she's a
people.
lizard, dude.
I'm kind of thinking she might be. But
She
I'm too
cold-blooded?
afraid. She's a like Paul Abdul style,
Oh,
straight,
no.
cold-hearted snake.
Dang, dude. You
Can
married.
look into her eyes.
Dude, that's such a bomb song.
It is. It's such a freaking fantastic.
Paul
moment.
Abdul is all-time great.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
part of the New World Order.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Well, she can be part of the. I just hope she's not a reptile.
yeah,
yeah.
That would totally ruin,
Yeah,
it.
run
She's
everything.
peel her face
Yes.
off, and it's like this.
Because I had a massive crush on her.
I think even in my generation, I mean, we're only 10 years apart, but
Yeah,
even in my generation,
that was a dig
Paula,
on me being old.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, on you,
I just-
you did that.
You caught it.
Yeah, I got that in the face. I caught
I
it.
tried to throw it in there.
Yeah.
But the music video with her with the little Cheetos,
cat?
yeah, Chester or whatever, where the
I thought
cat was.
See, that's how young you are. I'm gonna throw it out there. It's a different cat.
Oh, it's not Chester.
It's not Chester the Cheeto cat. They didn't have
Wow.
They didn't have a. They didn't work out a. They didn't work out a
See,
deal.
that dig just come full circle there.
see, that's what you get. Yeah,
I thought Paula was selling Cheetos. You know, I
yeah,
thought
she's
that's-
like that. She was endorsed by Cheeto.
has the bag and
That's
everything in the
awesome.
video.
No, it's a different cat.
Wow.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I never.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the video of them dancing on the rooftops.
You're like, that's the
and
Cheeto cat.
I'm like, check
I know
the
that
Cheeto
guy.
cat, man.
He got moves.
The Cheeto can get down. You know, like Chester got it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do believe they would influence our media, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they would have to, because look at the media just now. There's hardly anything positive that comes out of anything. Like, I mean, just the change in my lifetime. There was a lot of positive when I was younger
Yeah.
that you would see.
Yeah.
But now you turn it on, and it's like Trump said this, and they did this, and this group of people is going to a sex island and
Yeah.
having weird sandwiches. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, this is really real? Like, I think cinematically, me being a film student, and you and I both are very interested in film.
Yeah.
They Live with Roddy Piper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that film is all about a new world order,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of plugs in this conspiracy of this David cat that wrote out, the reptilians. It kind of
Different
buys
cat
into that.
than the Paul Abdul cat too.
Yeah, that's totally different cat. they all might like Cheetos.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That's still up for discussion.
I like Cheetos.
The Flamin' Hot Cheetos are the
Bomb.
Oh yeah,
Bomb.
You can't.
No.
You can't touch them.
Yep.
But that movie is
Yeah.
like, to me, like where he puts the glasses on and that sign no longer says whatever. It says obey, serve, buy.
It's truth,
work.
man.
Like,
That's true.
it's creepy, right?
That's
like,
real.
I mean,
That's real.
yeah, they want you to be on that wheel,
Yeah,
that,
that's
that
real.
train of just shut up, go to work, and just keep producing.
Now,
that's what we want you to do.
That's 100% true. And now let me ask you a question, because I know my answer, because I'm in this world. But don't you see the church as that too, in a lot of ways?
It is. I mean, kind of like, hey, come here,
Do
Wednesdays
this.
and do this, and we need
Shut
you to
up.
do that.
Be like this.
Oh, you don't believe in this? Well, you,
Yeah.
you should, because you're going to go to hell if you don't.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I can definitely see that structure being the same.
It's
way,
scary when you look at it that way, because faith is supposed to teach you all about exploring yourself and God. Like, I believe that faith is this, and God is this. He's to be discovered over and over and over, right? He's continually to be.
Sure, yeah.
It says, and the word says, if you seek, you'll find, right? Like, it is this great exploration. It's like we're supposed to go looking for Him, right? But what religion doesn't, and when I say the church, I mean the institution, right? The
The
institution,
very core of the religion
it doesn't.
movement.
Most of the time, it does not produce that. It actually produces the opposite. It emasculates men.
Yes,
You're supposed to.
wholeheartedly,
You're
yeah.
supposed to be like this. It makes women, even just servants. It dumbs them down to servants.
Yeah, it makes them you stay in the kitchen type thing.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a weird.
faith. Faith isn't that way.
No,
but
no.
religion is, and that's to say that the New World Order, I believe, uses again back to the church. It is a giant staple.
A huge tool. that they
Huge
use.
tool.
Yeah,
You
huge
look at both political parties right now and the craziness we going on. They're both trying to grasp that evangelical vote.
Oh yeah, they want to get the Christian vote. They want to get that's why they always, that every time they get it, like, perfect example is Trump going to that church and
Yeah.
tear gassing people.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly tear gassing people.
But that think about how that plays out.
Wow. Like, that's,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go grab this Bible, so I'm allegedly.
Yeah.
We may have done it, may have not done it.
Right. But to get a picture, a
Get
photo
bit
op,
of holding
a Bible,
a Bible.
that you probably had in your end table in the Oval Office. You know?
There's so, the times we live in now, I think helps fuel a lot of these conspiracy theories, because they're like, if they're going to this island and doing this,
Yeah. Well, I think
Maybe.
I think the thing of it is obviously that island's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
So I mean, people like Trump and President Trump. Sorry, not to disgrade the office or anything, the position, but we're not living in a time where more things are happening. We're living in a time where more things are known about what's
there's
happening.
cameras everywhere.
So people want to, in the Christian faith, wanted to look how bad the world's getting. Like, hold on, it's been this bad forever.
Yeah.
We just have the technology and the means to see it now.
Yeah.
And to be even it's used against us.
Yeah, well, they say what's done in the darkness will be brought to the light.
Yeah,
Well, now these little cameras
there's
are-
lights everywhere.
Yeah, there's, you
Yeah.
can't hide anymore behind your.
So I'm not a doom and gloomer that says, "Oh, the world's so much." No. I read the Bible. Matter of fact, Sodom and Gomorrah and all these other places, and they say, I mean, some of the things that was happening in the Old Testament that you're like
Gangster, like
running people off cliffs, and just sacrifices. Oh, you're going, whoa! If you saw that in the news, like.
Yeah.
That's
the end of the world.
Yeah.
You'd hear that. It's the end of the world.
Yeah,
as we know it.
yeah, it's a good one. Yeah. So I again, going biblically, I think that we have always been in this progression of New World Order, and so going back full circle, I don't live by a world order. As a Christian, I believe in a kingdom order.
Okay.
Okay, so with this whole fear thing, is there lizard people? Is there not lizard people? Are they going to try to put a microchip in me? The idea of all that stuff is so beneath of what I'm called to live.
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter. So it becomes very light.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So a lot of things that the world wants to put out, the media wants to put out, feel so heavy to so many people because that's the structure, that's the order they're under.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
When you're
definitely.
not under that order, and it says in the Bible that we're called to be citizens of heaven, right? That we are just passing through this world. So whenever you put yourself in that perspective and you understand, this is just a temporary spot. And I've got a system that I live by that's not even built into this system.
Absolutely.
You can kind of just float past that stuff. It doesn't mean that you don't read it, you don't see it, and you can get caught up in it. But it's not supposed to affect you the way it's affecting the
Absolutely. It's
masses.
supposed to be trivial.
Right.
Something that's just meh.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, you kind of, I think in these weird times, even with the New World Order, I think they're kind of at a weird shift, because their population control has been proven to be a thing where they want.
We are overpopulated, though.
Yeah. So
What are you going to do?
It goes back to where we're at in this COVID thing. Did the New World Order
Release it.
release it? That's another theory people build.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, if you remember, even on all the whatever networks you wanted to be involved in, they was all saying, it was Canada and China that was working together to try to take the coronavirus and make it into a chemical weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So we got COVID.
Yep.
And oops, it got out.
Yeah.
And nobody else talked. I haven't heard that be talked
Right.
about since the early
beginning,
months
yep.
of this. And I'm like, okay, what it tells me is, and I could be completely just moronic and just completely ignorant because I'm not a scientist, but if you had this disease contained, wouldn't you know how to contain it again, therefore creating a vaccine because you know the cell, the genetic makeup?
Right.
And
yeah, good point. And if it's created, it's like I can guarantee you the people that created my Mac
yes,
could shut it down in a hurry.
because they made it.
They made it.
Yeah.
They're
exactly.
like,
oh,
done. I just fried it. It,
Command Shift all three.
Exactly. Yeah. It just catches on fire, melts. But that's the thing. If you create something, it's the intricate pieces of it.
Yeah.
You know how to stop
You was
it.
in there with a glue stick putting it together, buddy.
But
Like,
with that idea, how quickly are we? Listen, we don't have a cure for the flu.
No.
We don't have a cure for SARS. We don't have a cure for cancer. We don't have a cure for a ton of things. But somehow, hey, we got 10 companies, 20 companies, 1,000 companies competing to be the one, right?
Just proving the point that there all these sicknesses are population controls and for greed and money.
Yeah.
I mean, look how many billions and trillions of dollars are funded into cancer researches and cancer hospitals. And
again, a front.
Yes.
A front.
It's
You tell me you can't cure cancer? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's complete BS.
Yeah.
If you can find a cure for this virus that just came out.
Yeah. Not even a year ago.
Come on. Cancer's been a thing for like.
Yeah. I think Jesus died of cancer, didn't he?
He might have.
Maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's not in the Bible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It might have been.
Yeah, we'll have to look.
New World Order.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's such
I'm joking. That's not blasphemy. I know Jesus was crucified. I just want to make sure people. I saw Paul the Revelator earlier, so people are like, "You don't know anything about what's John the Revelator." Yeah. Anyways.
He's not really a pastor.
Yeah. He said just died cancer. No, it's a joke. Okay, we're gonna.
Jesus died of leukemia.
Yeah.
See, you're worried about me cussing, and my pastor's talking about Jesus with leukemia.
Listen, he could have had the cells in this. He got crucified before then.
Well, everybody, and that's the thing. Like everybody has cancer cells, whether they're active or not.
So, am I wrong?
No.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
I just think the New World Order. The reason why I chose like our initial episode to be because it's one of those things to where it's hard.
Yeah.
You find yourself, it's hard to disprove it because there's so many facts. And then, we touched a little bit on this airport that was built with 5 stories underground, 62 billion or whatever it was for it. And you got this weird, like 4 horsemen of apocalypse looking Bronco up front. Looks like it comes straight out of a John Carpenter film. And then
the plaque
in there with
the donors, not just the Masons, but the donors of people that
big names. And then like when the swine flu thing hit, like where was Barack Obama?
He was at
the Denver airport. Like, what is it?
Yeah.
And then like the overview shots, the runways almost looks like big giant swastikas. And
I don't know. I mean, again, that's the thing about the New World Order thing. It's that it's so, we got so many facets, so many multifaceted that I can believe this part, but then it spins out,
It goes crazy. I'm with you there. Like I can believe a lot of it, but you lose me with the reptilians. And that's kind of why I did that video on my YouTube channel of like parodying that was because, I mean, reptiles. Like, is this the land of the freaking lost? Like, where are we at with
Good movie.
They have reptilians and, these guys clearly photoshopping like the eyelids flipping and things like that. I'm like, come on, man. Like, is this really, this is the best.
Yeah.
This is the best you can come up with. The lizard people. I think it goes way deeper than that.
Yeah.
And it's well seated in time. Like, I think it might predate a lot of religions and because as mankind, we want more, like when my drink runs out. I want more. I've had enough. I'm hydrated, but it's a human instinct to want more.
Absolutely.
And why wouldn't these people? I mean, they're creating money. And money's everything. They're printing it. Literally printing it.
I think it's even bigger than money because money at that level doesn't matter. Yeah. Right. True. I really believe the most powerful thing in the world is connection. So looking at that, like obviously faith, and I believe that with faith is like the biggest power we have is community, right? Is being connected as
having that brotherhood, that
full circle to the New World Order. That's what they're creating is connection, right? They are able to control. They don't need money. They have everything.
Yeah, they just need more.
They just need more people to control, to do what lead the masses. Going back to the biblical side of this, if you look at Revelation and you want to be the one that says that is what's happening right now and those types of things and Mark of Beast and all this stuff, the problem that you're going to have with that is, and I alluded to it earlier, is that there will be a massacre of giant proportion with Christians and believers that'll happen during that time. And here's the interesting thing about that is that we're not supposed to resist that.
Wow.
So
I just,
So yeah, so you're not. We're supposed to. The martyr part of it is actually it's actually foretold, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the resistance that you're seeing in people today, like I will not take, this, and I will not do,
Yeah.
It's like, listen, when it comes time, if we are living in that end time, in the apocalyptic time that everybody's calling for, the call is for Christians not to partake in the idea of being.
there we go. All right.
So we're back. Yeah.
We had to pause there.
Yeah.
And, I got
Technical
boiled water.
difficulty stuff. Yeah. I baptized you in the middle of that break. Yeah. So we're good.
baptized.
We're back.
It's still boiling over there. We got nice hot water.
Yes.
But-
So what I was talking about there is just that in Revelations, when we talk about the Christianity and people thinking, wow, we're living in the end times. I'm not going to take the mark of the beast. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to get my guns and I'm going to fight. It shows that, and I don't mean this in a mean way, but it shows a lack of understanding of the Bible, because we're called to be in that end time. We're going to be martyrs for our faith.
It's written.
It's
right?
written.
That's
right?
why you're supposed to
Yes.
sacrifice yourself and do these things.
And what's going to happen is they're going to say you will bow to this new world order,
it's plugged so deep.
Yeah,
man.
you're going to bow to this new leader. You're
Yeah.
going to, not only that, you will worship it before God.
That's a powerful word.
Right?
Right?
Worship it. Yeah, that's
powerful.
the powerful part, right?
Yeah.
And that, again, it's not going to be deception. It's not going to be like, oh, oops, I thought I was at church. It's not going to be like that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a definitive knowing that you're
It's
doing
going to
this.
be an absolute decision
absolute.
you make. Like, okay,
Yes.
not God anymore, but
Yes.
And man, to me, the devil, the darkness, whatever you want to call, whatever people
Yeah.
want to label it, it's there.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that
Yeah.
it's there, or we wouldn't have the thing. It's the yin to the yang. It's
Right.
the flip side of the coin. There's light, there's dark, whatever.
Mhm.
I believe, he's the deceiver, correct?
Oh, yeah,
this
that's
guy,
his
if
name.
you give him an inch, he'll become a ruler type guy. And so, this is kind of wicked. I want to say it out loud. Don't possess me or nothing, but putting myself in that shoe, in that mind frame,
Right.
the perfect deception, the Antichrist be multiples instead of, and everybody's looking for one. In this UN, this United Nations type ordeal, or maybe there's this Bitcoin. I mean, all this together maybe is one thing I'm getting at. Could that be? Or again, my conspiracy brain goes back, these people has been pulling the strings and the lineage, and how long this Illuminati's been doing this, or everything. And it starts to make you question everything. Was this put in my face to control me? Is this put here for me to be submissive for these things? It's really, I could see how people wind up in a padded room with this, because it goes so deep. Where does it end? Where does their control end? And where does your control begin? It's so insane, but it becomes so hard to dismiss.
Yeah.
And I don't think it should be a conspiracy theory hardly anymore. I think it's a theory. I think it's, we went past the conspiracy part. I think.
So I think it's a good part in this podcast here as we're getting to that is, do you or do you not believe that the New World Order is a thing? Would you say it's proven?
I would say we'll have a scale here, the between heaven and hell scale.
Yeah.
Kind of
so
get
which
into it.
which one is so one being not so believable.
One being the lizard people.
10 being this is legit.
Almost fact.
Yeah.
I would say on that scale, which is between heaven and hell scale.
Yeah.
I kind of got a nice little
I
roll
like
up,
it.
right?
Yeah.
But the between heaven and hell scale, I'd give this a 9.5.
Okay.
There has to be, right? To me, there has to be higher ups that are kind of dangling the carrot and we're the donkey type ordeal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's too many people. Inject Corona.
Yeah.
To me, I want to see a big James Bond villain. We start, these guys could.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. That'd make it so much easier.
Yeah, just get our little the Apple Watches out and take him down.
Yes, exactly.
It's nothing. It's freaky. Cinema predicting crap
So
like that.
wild.
New Order. It could be teasing this,
Or The Simpsons. Come on.
Oh my gosh, yeah. How
They're in.
I could understand maybe 2 or 3 things accidentally coming true.
Yeah, they're in. They're reptiles.
Yeah, they're reptile. I mean,
Yeah.
Homer, come on. Like,
Yeah.
look at his face.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously can tell.
You can tell by the way he says, no, there's
Yeah.
something there.
Yeah.
Like, I seen,
We read into everything.
Yeah, I've seen his eyes flicker
Yeah,
once
exactly.
during an episode.
Yeah.
It is freaky, though, how they
It is.
predict that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
even Trump coming down
Yeah.
it's like, man.
It's
like,
wild.
I love, oh, my man, I'm a comic, and I just forgot a comic's name.
Dude, I said Paul the Revelator earlier instead of John, so don't worry.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you can forget. You can forget anybody's name. It doesn't
I
matter.
can't think of it now, but he said an escalator can never be broken. It can just become stairs.
Oh, that's Mitch Hedberg.
Mitch Hedberg,
Yeah,
yes, I
yeah.
love that dude.
Yeah, I
right?
love that.
He's
It's so funny.
like or escalator could never be broken. It can just become
becomes
stairs.
It's so true, though. It's awesome. Like, dude, man, awesome. So funny.
yeah. It gone way too soon. Like that dude
Yeah.
was the king of one-liners. Like
Yeah.
I love the bit where his rice is great if you're in the mood for 1,000 of something.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it got me. He says, I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too.
Yes.
So funny. Yeah, we have to talk about that stuff too, because that's who we are as well. So this is like
Yeah.
this is a melting pot. This is a stew of who we are.
Yeah, it's just it's the vent session. You know what I mean? And the kind of this people got in their head, I think, like pastors and preachers and are these strict and you can't talk to you know what I mean? Like this
Yeah.
kind of shut off thing. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this podcast as well, is like I'm not a religious person,
Right.
but I'm a God-fearing person
Yeah.
in the sense that you spoke of. Like
Yeah.
I'm smart enough to know that a rock didn't just smack this earth and things happened the way
Right.
they did. But I think people have this perception, like if you are a pastor or a preacher, you got to be this way. Like you're human, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're human.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%,
Like
100%. Yeah.
You've been called to your calling,
Yeah.
you know, but you're human. So
Yep.
showing this podcast is like, I think it'd be cool for the viewers to kind of see like, hey, just a normal cat, just like we are. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like he loves Paul Abdul and the Cheetos too.
Absolutely.
It's a full circle thing.
Yeah.
And then seeing if these conspiracy theories, is there something in the Bible?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And then the New World Order is kind of one of those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess we should have another scale. Like, is it biblically as
That's
well?
true.
Like, you know what I mean? Like my scale between heaven and hell is the conspiracy, 9.5.
Yeah.
Should we have another scale? Like, does it line up?
I think
biblically a little bit?
biblically it lines up easily. Now, again, we talk about how many facets this thing has, but on just a group of people pulling the strings, 100%. I think this is a 10 biblically.
Oh, wow.
I think it's a beginning of time 10, right?
Yeah.
Like this is world order is biblical. Genesis 1
Yeah,
style.
it's structured,
Right?
yeah.
Structured.
Yeah.
This is the way it is. And it's played out through history how people have taken that and molested it into a disgusting thing,
Just
right?
molded it to fit
over
their needs.
and over
Yes,
again. So
absolutely.
if anything biblically, we've seen this happen over and 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 over again.
Rinse,
And-
wash, repeat type
yes.
thing. Yeah.
And it ends always the same, right?
Yeah.
And then if you want to read Revelations as a projection of things to come, it will end the same again.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's just okay and again.
Yes.
You know, so I would say in that sense it's a 10. If you want to go off onto one of the side streets of the reptile people, I would say that's a 1 biblically.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
That's a 1 on my scale, the between heaven and hell
Yeah.
scale. Also, come on, like I can't. It's cool cinematically.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to make that movie.
Yeah, of
but
course.
being a reality, do I think? I don't know. The guy at the bank is kind of weird looking. Maybe he is. Yeah, and some phantasm lizard people.
I've
type
met some
thing.
people that I think might fit the bill.
Yeah, you definitely meet some people that you're waiting for the inside
Yeah.
eye blink. But,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
But in all reality, do I think there's some like half-breed reptilians?
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
do I believe we're being controlled? Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's I think we're on the same level on this one. I do love looking at the biblical side of it though, because I don't know if I'm a history fan too.
Absolutely, me too.
You know,
Yeah.
so if you see it repeat like that, you're kind of like, oh, of course this is real. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and what you're saying about the being able to do this podcast, you know, obviously I love doing it with someone like yourself that is well versed in a lot of different things, and you've lived many lives inside your life,
Yeah.
and I can get a perspective, you know, that's different from mine. Also, that challenges me to be able to make myself think and go, well, how do I believe on this? Because I think a lot of Christians will put themselves in the Christianity box, but regardless of what box you put you in, you're in a box.
Absolutely.
So
There's walls
personally,
there.
I like to be outside of that. And I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not a biblical scholar. I feel called to my position, given by God, and actually ordained and seasoned and brought through it by Him. I'm not a studied. I obviously I study, but I'm not the guy that went to, divinity school of divinity and got the master's and the doctorate. I'm not that guy.
That brings me to another thing. That has always been like a thorn in my side is where in the Bible does it say you got to go to Bible school to be able to preach the word?
No, it doesn't.
That to me is like,
No.
what?
Well, what people make the argument is this: is that whenever the way the school was set up back then is you got about a elementary education as a normal for most kids back then, right? And then around the 6th, 7th grade, something like that. You might be off a little bit here, but right around that age, the boys would be in school, and there would be a rabbi that was ahead of all of that, and he would come around. Different rabbis come around and go, "I see something in Nathan. I want him. I want him to continue the studies." And he would come in and they would say, "Nathan, I want you to follow me," right? And then the rest of them, he would say, "You guys did awesome, but I need you to go back. You need to go take the practices and your job of your dad."
Again, order.
So you go back and you take the job of your dad,
Yes.
right? You, Nathan, you come follow Rabbi Anton. And you follow me, and I will teach you. Now you get a higher education. And so whenever, and this is all Bible stuff, but whenever they would come and they came to Jesus, and one of the questions they asked him was, "By what authority do you have to say that?" You know what the answer they're looking for? By the authority of Rabbi such and such.
Who'd you
train under?
Who picked you?
Who'd you train under?
Yeah.
Because guess what? Jesus, guess who they said he was?
What's that?
Isn't he the son of the carpenter?
Yes.
So
definitely,
so they made the parallel saying, listen, he's the carpenter's son. His authority is in that man that built my cabinets.
Yeah, he don't have no
He
spiritual
don't have authority here.
Yeah.
He's not
True.
rabbi such and such. And so that was the big conspiracy with him is like, who is this man that says he's a rabbi? Who is this man that people are following, but yet he has no credentials?
Yes.
Because they want to control him. Oh, you're rabbi such and such. Oh, I know his teachings, and he's going to tell you to fall in line like this.
Yeah, see that I love just the history, excuse me, and the ambiance just around Jesus himself as a character. Like, where was his teenager years? You know what I mean? Like, what this guy in a short period of time, mass following, had a big impact. Hardly any scholars wrote about him because it probably was taboo back then. You know, that's my beliefs on it. Do I think he was as divine? I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Well,
I don't know. But to me, if he's the Son of God and he was sent here to teach us how to be, for him to have a wife and do things the normal way, would that be so bad?
Right.
That's what we're supposed to do, right? Again, follow in that order. You know, that word, that's the word of the cast is the order.
Right.
There's so much there, and it's so intriguing. And I think we've all kind of felt that spiritual warmth.
Yeah.
You know, when you're close, like you're talking about something, or we was talking about being in different areas off cam before the show, and you can feel yourself.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's a connection there, like where I think everybody watching and everybody listening to this, like there's been those times where you either walk by a place, or you walk into a place, or you meet somebody.
Yeah.
And there's like this instant, like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. There's something. You know, there's something here. There's something going on.
Yeah.
And that to me is so intriguing, and that's
awesome.
like the best drug I think there is. Like you want to do my meditation and prayers, and you're feeling that You know, like the journey I've been on these several months, really since I lost my brother, kind of set me on this path. You know, he was my cousin, but more like my brother. And losing him at a young age, and the things that we believed in was like conspiracy type things. You know, like different parallel universes. Could there be?
Right.
Why not? Time's linear. I mean, that's why this podcast thing is going to be so awesome, because having the biblical knowledge coming in and hitting some of these topics, are we going to uncover some things that, like, wait a minute, this does click, that even shocks you in the sense like, wait, what? No. Yeah. Yes, that does line up, you know, just like we just did here with this, like absolutely lines up. But
absolutely.
There's so much out there. And like you said, conspiracies are just, you walk down the street now, you hear 15 different versions.
They're everywhere.
Like the one that's most popular as of October 3rd of 2020 is Trump really don't got the coronavirus. This is a political bull. The dude's in the hospital.
Yeah.
Can we just like feel sorry for the cat for a minute?
Let's just let that be what it is.
Yeah, like it's insane that everything now has a conspiracy behind it. Like if I went and bought a Coke instead of a Pepsi, there was a reason why Nathan did that. Why didn't he pick Pepsi? Yeah. You know, like there's something behind it I know.
Exactly. No, for real. Dude, you're right. You're 100% right. And that's why I'm excited for this, because I like this stuff, but like I said earlier, I get to float through it because my world order is not of this world.
Absolutely.
And so that's cool. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this thing.
Oh, thank you for doing it for me, man. I think it's going to be great for both of us, honestly, because we're just stuck between heaven and hell.
That's right,
just trying to figure it out. Right?
I love it, man. Awesome. Good episode.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff, man. Hey, well, by the way, before we close out, if you guys have any information or you want us to check out something and you're like, hey, this would be a great topic, or maybe we said something you're like, no, that's total BS. There is lizard people. We welcome it all.
Yeah. Challenge us. Challenge us in the comment section. If I'm an idiot, say I'm an idiot.
Yeah, me too.
And like, you call us idiots. It's fine.
Yeah.
But if you got input, you got a subject you want us to cover, maybe your mailman's a lizard person, you think we're stupid because we just dismissed it.
Send us videos too and photos of these lizard people and whatever else.
Absolutely. Flood us with it. Like we'll talk about anything conspiracy-wise over here and try to connect it. And I think it's going to be great, man.
Me too,
I'm looking forward to it. It's a great first episode. New World Order is real.
Yep.
And I didn't even use my F-bomb.
No, you saved it. So does that mean you get 2 for the next one?
Do I get doubles?
I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Does it add up? Does it square up?
We'll ask Chester, the Cheeto guy, and see if
see if Paula says it's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Cold, hot,
maybe that's our theme song.
Just Paula. Everything's
Paula.
Everything's Paula. It's Paula.
Absolutely, brother.
It's great.
Awesome, man. Good times.
Brother. Yep. We'll see you guys next week with another episode of Between Heaven and Hell.
All right. Later.